What is happening, guys? Gary Jahman here, back at it again with a new video. Hope you're doing well, hope you're safe and happy. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking an in-depth look at the Panasonic Lumix S9, a compact full-frame mirrorless camera designed with creators in mind. We'll explore everything from specs and features to image quality, usability, and who this camera is really for. So grab your favorite drink, sit back, and let's dive in. Let's start with the specifications and build quality because there's a lot to unpack here. The Lumix S9 features a 24.2 megapixel full-frame sensor offering excellent detail and dynamic range. It supports 4K recording up to 60 frames per second with 10-bit internal color depth and can shoot in 6K resolution at 30 frames per second for those who need higher detail and flexibility in post-production. You can shoot in open gate mode, which uses the entire 3x2 sensor. This is great if you want flexibility for different formats like 16:9, 9:16, or even 1:1 cropping. But keep in mind, it can mean extra work in post-production. This camera also has dual image stabilization, combining the in-body stabilization with the lens stabilization for incredibly smooth shots, which is especially useful for handheld video or vlogging. Speaking of vlogging, the fully articulating 3.2-inch touchscreen is bright, responsive, and perfect for creative angles or selfies. The menus are intuitive and easy to navigate, something I always appreciate in Panasonic cameras. Now, about the build quality. While the camera is lightweight and compact, it doesn't feel very premium to me. The materials feel more plasticky than the magnesium alloy suggests, which might be a letdown if you're expecting something more robust. Additionally, the grip design feels very old school, flat and minimal. It works fine for me, but others might find it less secure for extended use. As for ports, the Lumix S9 has a USB-C for charging and data transfer, a micro HDMI port, and a microphone input. All great, but I'm not a fan of the micro HDMI port. It's less durable and more prone to connection issues compared to a full-size HDMI, which should have been much better here. The SD card slot placement at the bottom near the battery is also an inconvenient, especially when using a tripod, as you can see here. Now let's get into more interesting stuff and to the heart of this camera, image quality. For photos, the 24.2 megapixel sensor delivers stunning results. The images are sharp with vibrant yet natural colors, and there's plenty of detail to work with, even in shadows and highlights. Dynamic range is excellent, allowing for flexibility during editing. In low light scenarios, the performance is solid, with minimal noise up to ISO 6400, making it a reliable option for night photography or dimly lit indoor shots. On the video side, it's equally impressive. The 4K 60 frames per second recording offers exceptional clarity, and the 10-bit internal recording provides great flexibility for color grading. The extra resolution in 6K video is fantastic for reframing or cropping in post-production, and it allows you to future-proof your content for higher resolution displays. Skin tones look natural, and the stabilization ensures buttery smooth footage, even when you're shooting handheld. This makes it an excellent choice for vlogging or casual cinematic work. A standout feature here is the open gate mode, which utilizes the entire sensor. This is fantastic for creators who want to crop or recompose for various platforms like YouTube, Instagram, or TikTok. However, as I mentioned earlier, it does add some extra work in post. The real-time LUT feature is another creative tool, allowing you to load custom LUTs from your phone directly into the camera. It's great for achieving a specific look on the spot, but the app's connectivity can be unreliable at times, which might slow you down. If there's a downside to the video side of things, it's the sheer number of options. Beginners might feel overwhelmed by all the settings, bit rates, frame rates, resolutions, but for experienced creators, this level of control is actually a big plus. Let's talk about autofocus, battery life, and lens options. Panasonic has improved its autofocus with the S9. It has the same autofocus system as the Panasonic Lumix S5 Mark II. It has the face detection autofocus system, which is a great system for eye and face tracking, which are very accurate and reliable, even in challenging lighting. However, it is not the fastest system out there. If you're shooting fast-moving subjects, Sony or Canon will still have the edge. And in some cases, it just doesn't work somehow. Not sure when or why, but in terms of reliability, I would say it's 95% reliable, where Sony or Canon are more or less 99%. Anyways, battery life is decent but not groundbreaking. The S9 is rated for about 400 shots per charge, but in mixed usage, I manage around 350 shots. The USB-C charging is a big convenience, letting you power up on the go or just, in my case, just buy one extra battery just to be sure to have full coverage for the full day. As for lenses, Panasonic's L mount system offers plenty of choices, including options from Sigma and Leica. But here's the catch. The compact form factor of the S9 is somewhat undercut by the lack of small, lightweight lenses in the current lineup. Once you mount a larger lens, the portability starts to diminish. But I'm optimistic we'll see more compact lenses soon. Well, I hope so. So where does the Panasonic Lumix S9 stand? This camera is designed for content creators and casual shooters who want a compact versatile tool with excellent image quality. It's not a workhorse for production or wedding photography, but it's fun to shoot with. The photos and videos are fantastic, the stabilization makes vlogging a joy, and features like open gate and real-time LUTs add creative flexibility. That being said though, the lack of weather sealing, the plasticky build, and the flat grip might be drawbacks for some. And I'm also not a fan of the micro HDMI port, and the SD card slot placement could be better. If you're just starting out, the price might feel steep, especially when compared to competitors like Sony's A7C Mark II or Canon's R8. But if you're looking for a compact, feature-packed camera for everyday shooting, the Lumix S9 is worth considering. Before we wrap up, I want to take a moment to reflect on something broader. When the Lumix S9 first launched, it faced some criticism because of its recording limits. Thankfully, Panasonic resolved this with a firmware update. But even with those initial restrictions, this camera produced actually pretty stunning images and videos. And here's the thing, right? As we look at the current state of cameras, it's clear we're living in an incredible time for photography and videography. The truth is, there's no such thing as a bad camera anymore. Whether you pick up the Lumix S9, a Sony, Canon, Nikon or Fujifilm, the technology is so advanced that it's not the gear holding anyone back. What we really need to focus on is the art of photography and videography itself. The tools we have today should empower us to create beautiful, meaningful work. But here's the catch. All cameras are great tools, but not everything created with them is great. As creators, we should spend less time nitpicking specs and more time perfecting our craft. Gear is important, but it's only part of the equation. The story you tell, the emotions you capture, and the creativity you bring to the table, that's what truly makes your work stand out. So whether it's the Lumix S9 or another camera, remember it's not about the gear, but how you use it. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, let me know in the comments below. And as always, like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more reviews, tips, and discussions. Thanks for watching, stay safe, stay happy, and I'll see you in the next one. Good luck.